The Town Where Time Slows Down, Episode 3, The Letter That Arrived, 10 Years Late. The letter arrived on a Tuesday. No one in the town expected mail anymore. Not really. Most people received bills by email, news by rumor, and apologies not at all. So when Clara found the envelope resting on her doorstep, she thought it was a mistake. It was thick, yellowed, handwritten, and addressed to her. The handwriting was unfamiliar, careful, as though the writer had paused between every word to think. There was no return address, only her name, written in dark ink that had slightly bled into the paper. She stood there longer than she meant to, listening to the town breathe around her. Somewhere, a clock chimed, not loud, not precise, but close enough to feel personal. Finally, she opened it. Inside was a single sheet. Clara, if this letter has reached you, then I am already too late. Please forgive me for what I could not do. Her hands tightened. The letter was dated 10 years ago. She read it again. 10 years. That was before she left the town, before her mother fell ill, before the silence settled in places that used to feel safe. The signature was at the bottom, unmistakable. It was her father's handwriting, her father who had died 9 years ago. Clara sat on the steps, the envelope trembling in her lap. Her father had never been one for letters. He preferred speaking plainly, even when the truth hurt, especially then. So why write now? And how had it arrived today? She turned the envelope over again, hoping for an explanation that wasn't there. The paper smelled faintly of oil and dust. Clock oil. Her chest tightened. She hadn't planned to return to the clockmaker's shop so soon. But her feet carried her there anyway. The bell above the door did not ring when she entered. It never did. The clockmaker stood behind his workbench, as if he had been waiting. He didn't look surprised. "You received it," he said. Clara didn't ask how he knew. "Yes," she replied. "It's impossible." He nodded slowly. "Most important things are." She held up the letter. "This was written 10 years ago." "And delivered today," he said gently. "Why?" The clockmaker wiped his hands on a cloth. His movements were careful, deliberate. "Because some moments refuse to stay where they belong." She frowned. "That doesn't make sense." "No," he agreed, "but it does explain things." He gestured for her to sit. "Your father came here once," the clockmaker said. "Just once." Clara's breath caught. "He wanted to change something," he continued. "Not time itself, just the moment after." "What moment?" she asked. "The one where he said nothing." Clara unfolded the letter again and read the next lines, her voice barely a whisper. "I thought I had more time. I thought silence was kinder than fear. I was wrong." Tears blurred the page. The clockmaker spoke quietly. "Some people leave words behind because they couldn't carry them any longer." "Why now?" she asked. "Why give this to me now?" "Because," he said, "you're standing where he once stood." The clockmaker reached beneath the counter and placed something small between them, a second envelope. This one was blank. No, Clara said immediately. You don't have to, he replied. But you can. She stared at it. What happens if I write it? Someone will receive it, he said, when they need it most. And the cost? The clockmaker met her eyes. You won't know when it arrives. Clara thought of all the things she never said, the words she swallowed, the apologies she postponed, the moments she assumed would wait. She picked up the envelope. Outside, the clocks in the shop began to tick, not in unison, but in understanding. That night, Clara placed the letter from her father beside her bed. She didn't read it again. She already knew what it said. And somewhere in the town, a clock stopped, not broken, not finished, just waiting. Some letters arrive late, others arrive exactly when they're meant to.